Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager 5 stream. My name is Adam, I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with our Oh Canada. Welcome to the CFHL Year 3 and Beyond game. Jeff, we're the BC Lions. Have we won back-to-back? I feel like we've won back-to-back.
That's what we're trying to do.
We're trying to do. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Quickly show you the league history, such as it is. Only 2 years so far, and we're in our third season. Calgary won the first year.
Yes, and so we added a couple teams to make it easier, and they are awful and like the worst teams in the league by far.
Saskatoon's won twice now.
2 wins. Wow.
61 games. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Just to get anybody caught up who hasn't seen this before, this is where we decided to do our fictional custom league setup game here. So we did one that was something like the Canadian Football League, CFL types divisions and rules, and we got mainly Canadian players. There's only allowed 6 foreigners per team, and our foreigners actually haven't been that great. So we are doing pretty well so far.
Wait a second here.
What?
Our foreigners haven't been that great. Excuse me?
They haven't.
We've had our superstar, the Boris the Animal.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's 1.5 stars now, who's somehow producing, but he's actually tailed off a little bit this year.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not optimistic about Boris's future.
Give him some credit, Jeff.
Anyhow, we're defending our championship from last season. We're doing pretty well at it. 81 points, top of the division. Although you can see it's super close to the top. There's two teams in the East that have 80. One has 79, and us and Edmonton both have 81. They've got 3 games in hand, and Winnipeg is just a little bit back of that. So it's going to be a tough playoff this year. And we've had some injury problems. I think we've got everybody off right now. We just got Han, the one now. Our star winger is out day to day with a, pulled abdominal muscle, not a big deal. And Zhu, our defenseman, rookie defenseman, who's off to a great start, but he's apparently made out of glass because let's look at the injury history here. What has he had so far? Since the beginning of the season, groin tightness, dizziness and nausea, medium facial cut, and hamstring tightness. And apparently when he was playing junior last year, he had 2 stays on the injured list. So it doesn't, I mean, you look at his injury tendencies, and he's vulnerable in torso and arms, but doesn't seem like he should be that fragile. He's just going down every couple of weeks or so. Yeah. P-Wog's in here. Go Wings.
Hello, P-Wog.
No wings in this one, unfortunately, P-Wog. The closest we got is, no, we didn't put a team in Windsor, did we?
No.
Guess Hamilton would be the wings equivalent. They're not doing
well. I don't know.
Okay, let's, I just want to take a quick look at the lines and see. Alcock is the one we put in. Yeah, the rookie is in for Han until he gets healthy, so.
Well, we have the London Rippers as one of the practice squad teams, as well as the Niagara Stars.
The minor league teams. And we got, that's right, now I remember what we were doing last time. We were tying up our contracts at the end of the season. We just got our captain re-signed. And we got Saskatchewan with a hot goalie, but we beat him 4-3. So I think we've got...
Right, we also have the Windsor Lancers as well.
See, I'm spoiled when I look at the team screen now. I'm used to seeing the nice new calendar view we got in FHM 6.
What?
What? Did I say something? I didn't. No idea. 5, 10, 13 games left, I guess. So I think we can do this.
Can we get to 100 points, Jeff? That's what everyone really wants to know.
And Zhu is fitness down to 76 just after that game. Maybe that's why he's getting hurt so much. Is his fitness terrible?
Could be.
Take a quick look at the rating. Stamina. No, it's 15. Not odd there. Han is almost back. What?
I just forwarded and I got hit with a storyline and it says Riddle's angry at local media over BC coverage.
And started to back up and he lost to Winnipeg. We traded our much better backup goalie for a good defenseman at the trading deadline, so...
P-Wog's excited for college hockey. I think we're all just excited for hockey in general, aren't we?
Yep, getting close. I'm too busy to be excited.
Busy doing what?
Wow.
All that sleep, right?
Is, yeah. Nothing but sleep. Okay, so we got Han back. Can put Zhu back in. Do the lines. Yeah, lines look approximately right, although TV on the fourth line. Just want to take a quick look at what role I've got him in.
Question in the chat says, does 6 have emergency goalie?
We've been looking at ways of doing that, but nothing's changed yet there. I had an idea last year, but it didn't turn out to be practical, so... no, it looks like that is what he's best at. Okay. So it's sort of the temporary backup goalie that gets signed, but not really in a way I'd like to do it because it creates a permanent guy, and which leads to some other issues. And we bounce back with a 4-3 win over Winnipeg with the starter in. Development report. One guy in the minors going downhill, don't care, but Hollick, one of our imports, is sliding. And Finn Spencer, our rookie superstar, drafted, was he our first overall? Yeah, 9th overall. Late in the first round, he's got 75 points in 64 games. He's actually scoring more or less the same, if not better than he did in junior last year, or university hockey. Riders up next, and we win 4-3 in overtime.
Excellent.
Okay, and I know that you're going to get these index numbers showing up in the news. Sorry about that. I had to turn debugging on to look at something I was doing. Oh wow, Mativia's gone downhill. Like it's, I thought he was. I had to put in Alcock for him. I thought he was 1.5 stars. That's odd. He's only 24. He shouldn't be declining. And Holleck is down to 1 star, so I'm gonna. Do we have a better third defenseman?
Our defense is
on the farm? Nope.
Shoddy.
We could call up Marcotte, but that's about a wash. I'm not going to mess with it, I don't think.
You could call up Connor, who's 1 star in 19, and might turn into something a little bit better, but...
Connor, I'm not seeing him.
Connor Byers, sorry.
Byers, okay. Yeah, 1 star. He's not going to get any better. Ross, 28. I think I'll just leave it, but remember during the draft we need a couple of defensemen. Montreal back up going in for this one. He gets a shutout.
The real question is, how's our French-Chinese goalie doing?
Good question. Oh, wait, no, that was him. Racine, right. Nicholas Racine, the guy who speaks Chinese and French, but no English, despite going to school in Ontario and moving to BC this year. So hopefully he picks that up soon.
No, he didn't go to school in Ontario.
Wilfrid Laurier.
Is that not in Quebec?
Pretty sure it's Ontario, isn't it?
Google says. Well, it's in Waterloo. My bad.
Yep. I think that's like the safety school if you don't get into Waterloo.
Funnily enough, Laurier has a second Camford in Brantford and has offices in Kitchener, Toronto, and Chongqing, China.
Okay, one of those doesn't quite match.
That explains how, I guess, Nicholas Racine came to be in...
Yeah, isn't that weird? That's convenient.
It all makes sense.
Nice thing about Hollick declining, he's only got 1 year in his contract, so I know not to re-sign him now. We'll give Metivier a...
That's a pretty funny coincidence.
So Metivier doesn't want to... yeah.
Funny in the chat. P-Wog says, in the NHL, if an emergency goalie gets hurt and hope it never return... Wait. In NHL, if the emergency goalie gets hurt and hope it never happens, but is permanently hurt and never be able to play again, would he get disability offer from the league?
I'd assume there'd be some. I mean, it's probably... I'm sure they'd have insurance coverage or, you know, worst case, it's workman's comp.
They would have something, but how it all shakes out is a lot different because, like, they're not actually officially signed, which is why they can play for either team. And, like, they don't get paid. They basically just get to keep their jerseys.
Yeah, it's technically an amateur tryout like guys will do at the end of the year in the AHL.
So I'm not sure exactly how that would work. I'm pretty sure the team wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, just for the sake of public relations, I'm sure they'd look after the guy. And we're rolling here, up to 98 points.
Oh, yeah.
But which is still not good enough to get out of that tie with Edmonton, although they've only got 1 game in hand on us now instead of 3. And still got crazy tight rates in the East. Montreal, Atlantic Schooners, and Toronto separated by 1 point. We are down to 2 games to go, so... Oh, do we miss somebody on waivers now? Just a backup goalie that Winnipeg waived and Toronto picked him up. And Edmonton's best defenseman got hurt in training, so he may be out for these last couple of games. Might be helpful. We got Calgary tonight, and their goalie is pretty cold. And an easy 4-1 win. So I think we may be able to finish this off here. We got Winnipeg to close out the season. We are... Oh, no, we're... Oh, what happened? Oh, that's... What, did Winnipeg get hot suddenly? They've got 101 points, and they're ahead of us.
I guess so.
And Edmonton is done, so we're ahead of them. But, okay, so this game is for home advantage in the playoffs. You need to beat Winnipeg.
Not looking good.
And 3-0 shutout for us. We outshot them 41-18, so I think we handled that pretty successfully.
All right.
So, setting up the playoffs, we are in first. One of the Eastern teams, the Atlantic Schooners, actually finished ahead of us, so we won't have home advantage in the final. But yeah, pretty sharp division, and Newfoundland actually made it into double digits in wins. They had 10 wins, 23 points for the season. Saskatoon, 275-1. Let's just take a quick look at this train wreck here. Best player had 22 points. Wow. And that's our old guy, Torben Hansen, the Danish guy we didn't want to bring back.
Torben.
Yeah. And it looks like, yeah, they're mostly rookies, so hopefully that team will improve rapidly, but what their goalies do. The backup was not too bad, but the starter, 5.33 goals against average.
P-Wog, please explain what you mean. Your view on this is greater than Detroit Red Wings. Oh, okay. I get it now. When did that trade happen? I missed that. Detroit Red Wings get forward Adam Erne from Tampa Bay for a draft pick.
What pick?
I'm gonna guess something pretty late.
Okay, let's see how we did on the award nominees. Drummond, our star center, is an MVP nominee, not surprisingly. Goalies didn't get any nominations.
No, this happened 8 hours ago.
Defenseman of the year, no.
In 2020.
And we got Finn Spencer up for Rookie of the Year, as he should be. 84 points in 73 games in his first season. Against a winger defenseman from Winnipeg who had 60 points, so he might have a shot. And the import center, Czech from Winnipeg, who had 70 points. So 3 pretty solid rookies there. Oh, come on. I didn't get any nomination for CFHL GM of the Year.
What should you?
Crap. Best defensive forward, we didn't get anything there. And the development report looking mostly minor leaguers going downhill, but Hollick continuing. Forsen, who are not re-signing, also slipping, and Rempel, who we just re-signed. That's not great. But a little bit of development there, not too bad. And on to the playoffs. Don't think I'm going to change the lineup much. So yeah, it's playoff format. We've got Edmonton in the first round. I think we changed the playoffs to 8 teams, didn't we?
I believe we did, yes.
So yeah, it's just a straight up divisional playoff now. Best of 7 all the way through, and we get winner of Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, and the Eastern teams. There's no crossover in this one.
What's your thought on that trade, though? P-Wall Watson.
Fourth rounder. That's
fourth rounder.
Not bad. I mean, he's a third line guy. It's not like he's going to make a huge impact.
A fourth rounder is not much to give up for a guy who might have a bigger impact than that.
Yeah. So game 1 against Edmonton. Maybe we should play these out. 3-2 winning the opener. And let's actually watch this one. Right. Oh, full mode, don't want that.
Although I should say Adam Erne in one of our...
Yeah, we had him in a game, didn't we?
We did, and he never really panned out for us, but you know, that could happen somewhere else. Could be better somewhere else.
And Edmonton gets the early goal, but oh no, they got and we tie it right back up. 1-1 after the first. We're dominating them on shots, 26-9. Just can't get anything past this guy.
In the chat wants to hear us chat more, Jeff.
Oh, about current stuff, yeah. Should probably try and work that into the streams a little bit more.
Well, if you didn't know as well, there is actually an Out of the Park Developments podcast called OOTP Now, which I know Jeff has been on.
Yeah, a few times Rich has had me on talking about the game, talking about hockey, usually about his Devils.
Yeah, and he just in fact had Greg Seward on, um,
And
who does some Saturday streams for us. He's been playing as the 1990s Pittsburgh Penguins. And at some point, I will get on as well.
yep, 3-2 win in game 2.
The big one I was going to say, though, is well, I said Greg Seward. I said just because we can, he streams for us, and he is a longtime video gamer. He used to write for EGM way back, but he does a
Electronic
podcast.
Gaming Monthly if you're
Yeah.
over the age of 30. Or under the age of 30, rather. The over 30s would remember it.
Well, it actually got changed to the name EGM. It dropped Electronic Gaming Monthly, too.
Oh, when they do
But,
that?
oh, geez, I don't know. Many years ago.
I just
Anyways,
assumed
I just want to give Greg a shout out, even though he's probably not here listening. But I know I'm a fan of. He's got Player One Podcast is a podcast he's done. They just celebrated in this past week, did their 666th show. So it's been going on for a lot of years. And I haven't listened to the new one yet, but apparently it is quite well done. And if you haven't listened before, you might want to give this one a listen.
And we're in danger of dropping game 2 here.
666 episodes is a long time.
They have the devil on as a special guest.
They did get a bunch of celebrities on. They've been posting them on their Twitter page.
And we lose this one 3-1 in Edmonton. So hopefully that's not going to happen. Question from Gudu. Is there any way of showing and or adjusting where the player's shots are hitting on the net? Showing it, no right now. Did we? Oh no, that's right. We pulled that out. That's maybe something I should look at adding back in. Why did I take that out? There was a reason. You used to be able to do that, and you can't now. I know there's a reason for it, but I can't remember offhand.
Okay, so just kind of going back from...
Although
again,
it did seem... Yeah, go ahead.
The Player One had Pauly Shore on to give a little shout out, as did the Crypt Keeper was another one.
When you're getting Pauly Shore doing the shoutouts, you know you're at the big time.
Well, they you can do it fairly easy now with
oh right, the
Cameo or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I see there's
So
a lot of wrestlers doing it.
Yeah, they reached out to some guys and actually got some pretty good response. Again, haven't listened to it myself yet, but heard lots of good things, and we'll get to it later this week.
I thought there was a restriction on that. You couldn't use it to promote commercial stuff like that, or is that enough of a gray area that...
It's not really a commercial thing, though.
Or will Pauly Shore basically do anything for money?
I don't, Jeff, I don't know. But I said, it's a podcast that they've been doing for 14, 15 years.
Yep.
It's probably one of the longest podcasts running. So
we're about to blow this. We got a 4-3 lead, but it was a 4-1 lead a couple of minutes ago. But we make it to the end. 4-3 win. We're up 3-1. Hopefully about to finish this series off. Take a quick look at what's going on in the other leagues. Or the other series, rather. Well, Saskatchewan is actually tied with Winnipeg 2-2. Potential upset there. And Montreal over Atlantic 3-1. Multiple potential upsets.
Dun, dun,
And we
dun.
got an injury. Okay, St. Arnaud has a bruised finger day to day. Not a huge deal.
Oh boy, this
What?
oh, ooh.
What?
Maybe I'm okay. I went to the wrong thing. Never mind. This is better.
Boris the Animal making it 1-0. Drummond gets 2.
Okay, there's good news for Saskatoon.
What?
They are going to get one heck of a good goalie. the first overall pick. 4.5-star talent,
They
5-star
need
potential.
scoring, though, not a goalie.
Yeah, but the goalie will build out for them.
And we had a 3-0 lead in the first period, but it's now 3-2. And our shot, I think we were 9 or 10-0 on shots at one point, and they bounced right back. Oh, come on. Oh, they tied it up. 3 goals in the first period against both teams. Tightened up a little bit there, boys. So Edmonton with their backs against the wall, not going down easily. No scoring in the second, and for the first part of the third either. Really settled down to a defensive struggle after that wild first period. 5 minutes to go in the third, nothing yet. Maybe going into overtime? Going into overtime. Season on the line for Edmonton.
Dun, dun, dun.
We got a bunch of shots early in the overtime, but nothing's going in. 5 minutes left in the first overtime. 6 goals in the first period, and then nothing in 3 periods since then. First overtime is over. Into the second. Come on. Halfway through the second, still nothing. Dual minors. Oh, they're on the power play now, but don't do anything with it, and we're going into triple overtime. I think this might be a record for a stream, isn't it? And it ends 5 minutes into the third overtime. Edmonton scores.
Haven't played a lot of games where there's been a lot of overtime.
They pulled their starter and put the backup in apparently after we got those 3 goals early, and the backup stopped 38 shots, literally everything we put on them.
Can't really blame him then.
Yeah. Now, are we all messed up with... Oh, Forson was actually injured for a minute there. His fitness is low. St. Arnaud is still out. We're going to have to go with this lineup again against Edmonton. Hope they're as tired as we are. And this is in Edmonton, so... Did we have one go that long before?
I don't know. I said we haven't had a lot of games where we've had lots of overtime.
Edmonton gets the opener, 1-0. So how many... we haven't scored on them in 1, 2, 3, 4, part of an overtime, and 5 periods in a row now. Not a time to go dry on the goal scoring. Come on, come on. There we go. Something's going to happen. Mikhailsky ties it up 1-0. Finally breaks the drought at what? 6 periods? Ouch.
Finally.
1-1 tie going into the third. Season on the line again for the Eskimos. It's going into overtime again. We blew a power play there and another power play. And we finished this one off. Polonich. I don't think I'm not sure if he got it on the power play, but no, it looked like it was even strength just as it ended. 2-1, and that is the end of the season for Edmonton.
Huzzah, huzzah.
And really bad news. Daryl Drummond has a strained hip adductor, not abductor, adductor. Day to day. But we've got the home opener with Winnipeg coming up, who has beaten, they stopped Saskatchewan after getting a bit of a scare, 4-2. Montreal and Toronto in the other one. After the also we will have, if we make it through the final, we will have home advantage because Atlantic got knocked off. St. Arnaud is almost back, but Drummond is definitely out for game 1, so we got a problem there.
It's only one game.
Well, it's hopefully only one game. Stoddard goes up to the first line. Wickstead can go up to the second. And I'm going to put Mativier in on the third.
If I change the player's tempo setting, will that affect their shooting accuracy?
No, they're just they'll tend to rush plays a little bit more. It won't really do anything different with shooting. Okay, game 1 against the Bombers with our best player out. See if our guys can step up a little bit here. Apparently not, because they scored twice in the first 3 shots, and it's now 2-0 already, but we're going to get one here. Stoddard, we moved to the first line, gets a goal. Making the most of his chance. Looks like we recovered after the early panic. And Poulin ties it up for us, so good recovery there. Or maybe not, as they gave up a third goal. We're up 3-2 now, but something's happening. Looks like it might be us. It's going back and forth a lot. Oh, Poulin is their goal. That's right. So 3 tied, 3-3. The end of the first, sort of like that game that went into triple overtime. Winnipeg out shooting us badly, but we score again, 4-3. May steal a win here. Pressure on them again. Finn Spencer, the rookie, finally scores in the playoffs. 5-3. Haven't pulled the goalie yet. They're leaving him in. And Winnipeg on a power play makes it 5-4. So not exactly a brilliant defensive game here. Both teams way up in the high 30s, and the shots already halfway through the third.
Well, that happens at times. And
Winnipeg ties it up, 5-5. Shots are 42-41 for them. Oh, we got to make it a late one, and Mativier who hadn't been playing, got thrown onto the third line because of the injury. It's a late winner to make it 6-5 for us. And now I got to think about putting him back in the lineup, keeping him in the lineup. Drummond may be back soon, but not yet. Oh, great. And now Wickstead is hurt with a jammed finger, and oh, wow, we got 2 guys out. Oh, boy. This is not good. I need to call up 2 forwards, it looks like. Doyle seems like a given. And, wow, we got no depth at all down here. Can any of these guys play center? Stamler can't.
Makes it more fun.
O'Reilly's only half a star. Justin's the only other 1-star guy, and he can't play center either.
One of our other guys on our lineup must be able to.
Yeah, I'm going to call up Stamler, and we'll move somebody into the middle. Okay. Drummond technically could play. I think we're going to have to make him play. That should put Drummond and Wickstead swaps with Stoddard, and Wickstead stays out. So we got our centers all correct, yeah. And now it's Carl that has to come out. For Stamler, it looks like it's going to have to be. Third line. Okay, hopefully we make it through this one with no more injuries, because we can't really afford any more. And at least our goalie is hot, and Edmonton is cooled off. I'm surprised he's still hot after giving up 5 goals, but... And we scored an early goal, but it looks like they got that right back. It's starting like the last one did. Although they're not getting many shots this period, and it looks like we get our second there. Yep, we do. Going back and forth. Who's going to get this one? We do. 3-1. All right, so we're... And quickly into fourth. Stoddard again. Heating up after that little stay on the first line. But Kitchen gives up one right near the end of the period, so 4-2 going into the third. Hopefully we can hold on to that. Little pressure late from Winnipeg, and they get it to 4-3 with 30 seconds left, and we put it into the empty net. So up 2-0. Going back to Winnipeg. Drummond is back to 100%, thankfully, for Game 3. And Wickstead and Carl are almost ready to come back. Arsenio Note is still playing hurt. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, right, we had Holligan. Okay, no. So, got 3 guys on the verge of being back, just not quite back yet.
Guru asked in the chat, so do you guys have any superstitions when playing FHM? When playing out a game, I always switch to AI lines for the third period. I know that if we're playing the Canucks, Jeff forces the game to make me lose every time.
See, that's not a superstition. That's paranoia.
No, it's a superstition. Just like I know that if Jeff says, hey, you're doing great,
okay,
that means
that one is
terrible is going to be going wrong very shortly. As we've seen time and time and time
Speaking
and
of doing
time.
terrible, we're down 3-0 to Winnipeg in the first half of the first period. And the backup still hasn't learned English is in.
Yeah, even Guju says, paranoia. It's not paranoia when it's the truth.
Wow, we're just doing terribly. We got 5 shots against Winnipeg halfway through the game. So we did not show up at all for this Game 3. Let's try and survive this. I'm glad I didn't play the injured guys. This would have been a waste.
Maybe we would have.
Would have. You there?
Would have won.
Ah. Well, Winnipeg just kind of shut it down after that and left with a 3-0 shutout. So we're still up 2-1 now. Let's see how the other series is going. Montreal up 2-1 over Toronto. And Wickstead is back. So a TVA, despite scoring that goal, is going to have to go back to the bench. And Carl must be super close, so I think I'm going to move him back in.
Sounds like a good plan.
Quick development report, pretty good one. Boris the Animal loses a point, but a lot of other guys going up.
Gudu says, should have switched to AI lines for the third period, obviously.
Yep, my bad there.
You tried to warn him.
Okay, game 4. Yeah, I was thinking about starting the backup, but I don't think so. Starter's cooled off a little bit. He's down to 4, but and we're out shooting him 9. Well, it was 9-1 at one point, 17-3, and looks like we're going to get our first Stoddard again. 18-3 on shots. So yeah, I think we kind of answered the bell there. 23 shots at the end of the first period, although it's only a 1-0 lead.
Take what you can get.
Would really like another goal here, though. Okay, there's another goal, but it's Winnipeg's goal, tying it up 1-1 on what was only their 11th shot of the game. How are we getting it back? Dvoracek, the defenseman we got, 2-1. It's the guy we traded the backup goalie for. 39-14 on shots. There's no way we should lose this one. And Mikowski into the empty net.
Why are you tempting fate like that?
I figure if I say it often enough, it'll break the curse.
There's no way we'll do this.
And we got a new injury. Guimond, who is lacerated hand, 1 to 2 weeks, but he still can play, so I'm going to leave him in. But he's going to be a little less effective for the next, this series for sure. And it looks like Carl's back to 100%. That's good. What's going on with St. Arnaud? He's still day to day. We've had guys go on and off the injury list, or at least on and off injuries, and he's still not ready. Oh, there we go. He's finally saying he's almost back to 100%. Okay, for the series, back in BC, 3-1, we're up. Winnipeg opens the scoring. And finishes the first period 1-0. Our goalie is cold. We should be putting a lot of shots on him. We're only up to 7 now, so we're back to what we were doing in game 3. Halfway through the third period, still down 1-0. Get something here. We're only 13 shots. That's just because we got a few in the last few seconds. Finally picking up offensively.
About time.
Might be getting something here. It's going back and forth. Who's going to get it? And we do. Rempel. Captain ties it up with about 30 seconds left in the game. Going into overtime. And 54 seconds in, Winnipeg gets it. So series is now 3-2. We're going to have to play another one. Saint Arnaud is finally back to 100% health, but naturally Zhu is hurt now. He's dehydrated. You played 54 seconds of overtime. That's going to dehydrate you, apparently.
I would imagine,
yeah. Well, I don't care if he's dehydrated. He's playing. So we need to finish this off here. Game 6. Good start, leading 5-1 on shots. And Drummond makes it 1-0. Hasn't really been scoring a ton in these in the playoffs so far. It'd be nice for him to heat up. But Winnipeg ties it halfway through the second. And Carl, finally healthy again, makes it 2-1. And we get a third. In good shape heading into the third. In even better shape, Grumman gets another one, 4-1 with less than a minute in the third, or in the second rather. And so we got a 3-goal lead. The third is rapidly counting down here. Halfway through. 5 minutes left, so unless they've got a miracle in them. And we get one more to top it off. 5-1 final. And we are back in the finals.
Huzzah.
Against Montreal, apparently. So how did they get here?
Probably by winning hockey games, Jeff.
You think? 4-1 win over the Atlantic Schooners, who were the best team in the East, and then 4-1 win over Toronto, who were right behind them. These guys look a little bit scary, maybe. Rousseau, 90-point scorer. 5 stars. Okay, that guy's going to be a problem. Don't have much of a center on the first line, but everything else is. They've got tons of scoring depth. And what do the goalies look like? Oh, right. Jason Craig, the guy we traded.
Of course.
So he has pushed his way into their starting job, although we got Montreal's best defenseman back in return. So we're going to have to play our old backup in the finals, so. Now, lineup. Zhu is still injured a little bit, so is Guimond. Everybody else is back to healthy, looks like. Carl's fitness is only 85. I think he can deal with that. Game 1 of the finals. Home game for us. And Alcock, our fourth-line winger, scores on the first shot of the game. Good start, good start. How many times? I've only won the championship once in this save, Guru, and then, what was it, 3 times in the previous one? Then the Memorial Cup the one time. And how many have you won, is it, Adam? Oh, right.
Again, I have more than 5.
Yeah. 2-1 halfway through. Nope, 2-2. Before it makes halfway through the game. So looking like a close series so far. Oh, it looks like we had a chance, but Montreal comes back down the ice, and oh, they've gone way up on us on shots now too. It's not looking good. (56-24) on shots. We're getting, well, wait. What's happening? Drummond ties it up. We're getting outshot 57-27, but we've tied the game. So going into overtime in game 1. Maybe they wore themselves out with all that shooting. Apparently not, because Rousseau scores 5 minutes in to give Montreal the first game of the series. We are down 1-0. At least Jew is completely healthy now. Or looked like he was about to be. Oh no, was he? No, I guess he's still a little bit slowed down. Game 2, goalie is red hot at least. So naturally he gives up a goal in the first shot of the game. Montreal's up 1-0.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Finally, we get a shot about 8 minutes into the game. We can't get anything by the Montreal goalie. Down 1-0 at the end of the first. Looks like we were coming. Oh, we were going back and forth. I thought we were going to get one, but they did. 2-0 Montreal. Starting to regret that trade. Back and forth again, and Kitchen gives it up another one. 3-0 Montreal. Oh, we break the shutout at least. 3-1 halfway through the game. We need a comeback here. Back and forth, and Craig can't stop it. 3-2. Maybe we can do something here. Yep, what's happening? And Boris the Animal ties it up. 3 minutes left in the second period. But back and forth, and 1:18 left in the second. Montreal makes it 4-3.
Remember when you doubted him?
Several times.
Never doubt Boris the Animal.
Playing a little tighter here in the third, halfway through, no goals yet. Okay, I gotta crank it up here a little bit. Last 5 minutes. Can we get some pressure on? Nothing so far. No, we lose 4-3 and we're down 2-0, and we totally threw away home ice advantage. At least Guimond is 100% healthy. Wait, did you get a new injury? Yeah, now he's bruised his chest. That's his 7th separate injury since the start of the season. Trainers love this guy.
Sure, makes everybody look good.
Okay, game 3. We need to do something here. We're in Montreal. At least we're getting more shots on them now, but it's still nothing. Oh, said that too soon. Spencer makes it 1-0 for us. Back and forth. Polonich 2-0. But oh, they got one right at the buzzer, it looks like. 2-1 for us. They're not getting much offense, at least. Only 10 shots so far, and as soon as I say that, they score. Gonna open it up a little bit more in the third. And Montreal gets one 5 minutes into the third period, but we get it right back. Hahn makes it 3-3. Could be headed to overtime again. 5 minutes left. 2 minutes. And into overtime for game 3. We're in trouble if we don't win this one. And we don't. 7-19. Colleen scores for Montreal. We are down 3-0 and in danger of getting swept.
Oh.
Now Guimond's health for fitness has just collapsed. Gonna have to put Halleck in for him. Okay, miraculous comeback time. Game 4. This is where it starts, right?
Sure.
Now Polonic gets opens it up 1-0, but Montreal ties it right back. And that was our only shot of the game so far. Montreal makes it 2-1. But force, we've only had 2 shots so far, and they've both gone in. Which tells me we need to shoot more. Only 3 shots in the first period. But Drummond scores again. We're getting outshot 16-6, but we're winning 3-2. Back and forth, but when Montreal ties it. Halfway through the game, 3-3, despite getting massively outshot. And we make it 4-3.
All right.
5-3. Spencer, and they're keeping the goalie in, but I think this is going to cool them off a little bit after this game. Montreal makes it 5-4. 17 minutes left in the third. Going to be close. 10 minutes.
Goody's cheering against you.
Fourth, and Jaros ties it up. 5-5, and Winnipeg gets a late one. 6-5. Gonna have to throw everything I've got at them. We need a goal here with 5 minutes left, and Winnipeg or Montreal gets one and gets another one. Now 8-5 for Montreal. The backup is in, and this is over. Something's going to happen. Is it? No, 9-5. We're getting destroyed. So not only do we not have a comeback, we get swept. In probably the most embarrassing fashion possible. 9-5 in the final game. Rousseau from Montreal wins playoff MVP. Not surprising. Oh, Spencer did get Rookie of the Year for us. And Drummond gets the points leader award. He led the league in scoring.
Oh, wow. Goody's throwing jabs at you left and right.
I don't need the game for that, Gudu. I got Adam to do that.
It's true.
So let's have a quick look at the stats from last season just to see how this wound up. Yeah, Drummond had a 110-point season. I think that's the league record. And Danik in Atlantic actually went over 102. Bakvalov in Calgary, 50 points, or 50 goals. Almost led the league in attendance. And where's our... Yeah, Kitchen was near the top, and the goalie leaders just not quite at the top in any of them. Although you think you would have gotten a little more consideration for goalie of the year. But then again, if they're not going to nominate me for coach or GM of the year, What do they know?
Everything, Jeff. They know the truth.
And just taking a quick look at the single season records. Yeah, that's 110 points for Drummond is a league record. And also set new ones for power play goals. All games played, that'll be every season. And new assists record for Pratt in Toronto. Okay, I guess that's it for tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get back to this game because we're going to have some new stuff coming up fairly soon. If you're would be interested in testing some new stuff that we have coming, i.e. FHM6, I'm probably going to be making an announcement later tonight, so keep an eye on our forum for that if you're not watching this on the YouTube stream later in the week. I think we are going to need some more testers to add to the FHM6 team very soon. Other than that, I think that's about it, Adam.
I think so. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager 5 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments, except for when they don't archive right, such as our Quebec Nordique stream from last week, in which case you can find them archived on our Twitch channel as well. You can also reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. On Twitter, we're at franchise hockey. And of course, you can come on to our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right hand corner, which will bring you to our official forums. So you can talk about FH out of the park baseball, perfect team, or anything else you want to talk about. Jeff, I think I got it all, even though I screwed it up once or twice.
I think you did. Got it all, not screwed it up. Well, you possibly did that too. But yeah, that's it, guys. We will be back next week with Adam's Quebec Nordiques game and hopefully some news for you at that point, because we're getting really close to the point where we can finally start announcing things.
Woo.
Okay, so thanks everybody, and we will see you a week from now.